So imagine, it's 1996. I'm trying to get as 90s as possible. Got my jean jacket, ripped jeans, and my Reebok pumps on. It's 1996. It's my 7th birthday. My father is giving me a box, a brown box, much smaller than this. I think it was actually just a little bit smaller than that. And in that box was my very own Game Boy. And in that, also a game, a yellow game, not Pokemon Yellow, Donkey Kong Land. And here is Donkey Kong Land 2 because the 3 copies of Donkey Kong Land I tried to buy had broken save batteries. 3! And so I sent them all back, and I'm just sticking with Donkey Kong Land 2 for right now. This was my 7th birthday. It was a moment, and you guys are seeing a picture, that I will never forget. Recently, I had been gifted, or I don't know if it was gifted, a prototype version of the Mod Retro Chromatic. And right here in this box is the official release of not just the Mod Retro Chromatic, but the 6 release games. I'm going to unbox this, and I've been really excited to do this. Now, I want to first and foremost say that I have a fun little fact for you. If you ever want to lose like 6 pounds really quick, get the stomach flu. Holy crap, boys. That's why there's no coffee today. It's going to be a little bit of time before I get coffee. But in this box, I couldn't wait any longer. I was so unbelievably sick the other couple of days, but I'm like, I need to make an unboxing video so that I can use this, sit on the couch, enjoy it, because I've been looking forward to this release for a long time. So we have the official Mod Retro and what I believe to be 3, we'll see, 3 games. So what we're going to start first with is the Mod Retro itself. This is something that's pretty exciting. Game Boy Color is a device that I spent a good amount of time with. The Game Boy Advance actually being the device that made me fall in love with handheld gaming. I love handheld gaming. Okay, we're going to have to cut this. Hold on one second. I have this sliced open. I opted for a very specific color. I opted for the actual GameStop release one. I have a pink prototype, but the reason why I opted for the GameStop release one is because this is the closest I can get to the very Game Boy that changed my life in gaming. The one that was gifted to me by my father back in 96. Yes, 96. That memory for me is so strong. I was sitting in a Red Robin. My dad gave me it. It was awesome. This, we're going to unbox it. We're going to open it up fully. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to turn it around. I know that they can't exactly replicate that of the Mod Retro, not the Mod Retro of the Game Boy, but this silver color, we have batteries. It comes with Tetris. So I have Tetris, an actual cartridge. This is the thing that's so special about it. It isn't necessarily an emulation device. This is an actual replica. So you're playing real games. And that for me is massive, absolutely massive, because I'm looking for that experience. Now, some would say, well, why don't you just emulate? Don't you have a RG35XX SP? And yes, I do. And it's great. I love my RG35XX SP. But this does something a little bit different. This allows me to experience my games like I did when I was a kid. Oh, I see. There's some differences in here. They eventually will have a battery pack, it looks like. And so in here, right now, you can just put the 3 AA's that are branded. Now, when they first sent me the prototype, I tried recharging it, and they're like, no, those aren't rechargeable Mod Retro batteries. They're just branded Mod Retro batteries. And so for me, I felt like a real fool trying to recharge Mod Retro batteries that were not meant to be recharged. All right, everything's set up. Oh my gosh. It feels exactly the same as the one that I had before, but this is just an actual official release. You can get the cartridges and put them in, boot it up, hit the little click. Oh. And you just get this is just phenomenal. This is phenomenal. And for a lot of people, this would feel extra, and I totally understand. Like, this is absolutely a really, really interesting proposition when it comes to it. But the device itself with Tetris isn't really what I'm most excited for. It is for this experience right here. Putting this in. Now, this is admittedly something I've already done with the other Mod Retro, which is I've had for a while. But this in Donkey Kong Land 2, like, that is spectacular. Oh my gosh, man. This really is something that I find to be over the top. Like, I don't think that this is necessary at all. For a lot of people, they may look at this and be like, oh, yeah, That is kind of an interesting thing. You're buying a Game Boy, a old school device in modern day, but this is why. So Mod Retro have decided to make their own games. Now, these games are titles that you can purchase on their website, and they've been releasing one game a month for a while now, pre-release, and this is the 6-game starter pack that you can get at a discount. I think it's like $10 or $15 off. And this allows you to actually have some real released games for the Chromatic itself. Now let me open up all of them and we're going to go over each one. There you go. We have all of these games. This is the starter pack. And these are real actual games that they put in boxes. I mean, when was the last time you got to open up? I'm really excited for this one, Dragonheim. This is one that I got a demo of, and it didn't give me the full game because the full game wasn't finished yet. But this is the first game I'm going to play on my Mod Retro Chromatic. This looks so freaking cool. Okay, I got to slice this open too. But I just like the feeling of getting a box. Now, I don't know what's in this box. I don't know if they have any sort of like manuals or stuff like that. So let's find out here. I know very little about each game. I did get to demo a good amount of them, but I don't really know much more than what the demo gave me, I'll be honest with you. When I started to demo some of these games, I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just play older titles, and so I ended up playing more Pokemon and Legend of Zelda, so that's kind of what I did. But what this brings me back to is it brings me back to a time of gaming that was a lot simpler. What's great about these games is these games are still new enough to where there's no guides. There's no way of knowing what to do next. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. Let's open this up. So you pull the game out. There is the game itself, and there is a booklet. An actual booklet. What's in the booklet? Oh my goodness gracious. This is a legit... Dude, are you kidding me right now? This is 1990. We're in the 90s again, guys. It has all of the different items. This is like a legit gaming. This is what it was. This is exactly how it felt to open a new game back when you first started playing games on the Game Boy. It has been so long since I've gotten a game that had a booklet in it. I mean, our own Nintendo Switch games have a flap with something there to put a booklet in, but there is no booklet. Now, I do have to transfer my Gohan over, which was a gift from Bargo. Shout out to Bargo the Bandit. Let me transfer him real quick. There we go. All is right. I got myself my little Gohan there. I have to put this game in. I'm now very curious what Dragonheim looks like in this. Now, this is the full title. It does come... Oh my gosh, it has its own... Does each game have its own little lanyard? Does each game come with its own little lanyard? We're going to have to find out now. That is something crazy. Okay, so Dragonheim's in. Turn it on. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. This is Mod Retro. Oh my gosh, dude, this is insane. This is so cool. Oh my. Wow, that looks really special. Oh, wow. I'm going to definitely be playing some of this on stream. Twitch.tv/JDXCoffee if you want to check it out. Now, I have to check out another game to see. So we have Dragonheim. That one's already taken care of. It comes with a little lanyard. This genuinely makes me want to buy all these games again so that I can see, so I can hold on to them in collector form, because having the box and having all the stuff with it, we'll try. Chromatarium is really interesting. This one is a decision-based game. Monsterland I actually really liked. Monsterland was a combination of something that's kind of like, it feels like, it's like a Kirby-esque in a way, mixed with a side scroll. It's a bizarre game. It's kind of like a Metroidvania, actually, when I think about it. So not really like Kirby, but the enemies look like Kirby. That's what I like about it. But let's see. Does this also have everything that the other one has? So open this one up. Let's go ahead and open this. We have indeed another booklet, and the game is clear, and it does come with a lanyard. Oh my goodness gracious. Each game comes with a lanyard. This is insane. This is so cool. I mean, again, as I said, it's 2025. I'm so excited for the Nintendo Switch 2 to come out, and I can't wait for the Nintendo Switch 2 to come out whenever that's going to happen. But this right here has been something I've been looking forward to. I would say just as much. Not because this is any better than the Nintendo Switch 2, but this is different, right? This is kind of a harkening back to a time that was so much simpler in gaming. There were no online things. There's no downloaded patches. It's finished. This game is good to go. Now, there's some firmware updates you can make to the device, and I'm sure there are ways to get around some of the hardware things on here. I know that you can purchase one of those cartridges, and flash different games on it and play. But that's not what this is intended for. This is intended specifically to play Game Boy games. Game Boy Color. It is, again, a like-for-like, pixel-for-pixel. It isn't upscaled. It isn't like the Analog Pocket, which is upscaled to have to be higher than the higher resolution. This is actually an exact replica of the Game Boy Color. And the purpose of that was to replicate and perfect an experience that existed. Now, for me, as someone who's been gaming for such a long time, that's something I look to as kind of just a little chase down memory lane. Is this going to be my primary go-to gaming device? No, absolutely not. I mean, I have a freaking Steam Deck and a powerful PC, but will this get playtime? Absolutely. Can I play these games emulated somewhere else? Yeah. Oh, sure. For sure. You can easily do that. But there's just something so powerful about that experience. Just like how the Game Boy changed my gaming experience because, or my gaming love because of the experience I had playing gaming handheld, that form factor. This isn't going to change anything particularly for me specifically. Like, it's not going to oh my gosh, now gaming is so different. But what it does is it reminds me kind of my grassroots. Where did it come from? It came from simple handheld, and my love for handheld is right here. Now, the question is always, should you go out and get one? That's really a good question. That's a great question. If you're into Game Boy Color, if you want to play Game Boy Color, if you want to play these games which work on other devices, these games actually work. Well, obviously this one, but on my Game Boy Advance SP, the Mod Retro games work. So you're able to play those games on other devices. But what I see here is kind of just a trip down memory lane, an experience that maybe if you missed it in the 90s, you get it now. You get a game with a actual booklet inside, real boxes that are actually well made, not flimsy, and box art, real good actual box art. I mean, I have books over here that are just box art. I have the Art of the Box book by Bitmap Books that goes over what was box art. And this is something that is just so awesome. I will say that this was a really cool experience for me because I would not have been able to get all this if it wasn't for me reaching out and just being genuine and being like, hey, I love the idea. Is there any way that I could maybe get one of these pieces and try it out? And they said, yeah, here you go. Try it out. You know, you don't have to say anything. You can if you want to. And I absolutely want to because, dude, it's 2025 and I just unboxed a Game Boy game that has its own cartridge and was released in December. This is spectacular. You make the decision for yourself whether or not this is worth it to you. The build is amazing. It's made out of metal. The freaking front glass is sapphire. It's over the top, overbuilt. It might be overpriced, $200. I don't think so. I think for the materials and what it is, it's adequately priced. Kind of like buying Rogue gym equipment. It's very expensive, but you never have to buy it again. I mean, this is very unique in its own right. You could build your own I think there's like building kits for the Game Boy Color. You can certainly do that. But this has something special. And so a huge thank you to Mod Retro for allowing me to experience my 1996 dream all over again. My first time ever getting my Game Boy. Now I'm doing it again in 2025, and I can't wait to play some of the older titles. Let me know in the comments if this is something you're into. Let me know if you got it, what games you're playing, if you're just playing older titles, or if you got different ones, and join on stream and I'll talk more about it, or play some of these things. It's a fun little detour, a little trip down memory lane, and yeah, you guys have a good one. Have a good rest of your day. All right. Play more and be kind. See ya.